In this video, we demonstrate how to use the Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility to refresh one environment with metadata from another. The Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility application is designed for wholesale changes. When you run a tenant metadata refresh, every object in the target environment is replaced with the metadata from the source environment. Once the refresh completes, you cannot recover the metadata that was originally in the target environment. The Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility replaces only metadata and does not affect business data. If a field exists in the source environment but not in the target environment, that field remains blank in the target environment. A common use case is when your development environment has drifted too far from production, and you want to delete all the metadata and replace it with a replica of the production environment. In this situation, use the Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility to overwrite the metadata in your development environment with the production metadata. This action is permanent. Once the refresh is complete, you cannot recover the original development metadata. If you need to move selected metadata between environments, such as metadata for a single application, use the Advanced Migration Utility, which we cover in video 2 of this course. Make sure your user profile includes the Sys Metadata Migration Manager role before you begin. In the following demonstration, we walk through the steps to build a Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility. Check the draft migration status to determine if all objects will migrate successfully, and submit the migration. Navigate to the Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility application and select Create. Enter a name and use the following fields to select the From environment, To environment, From lifecycle, and To lifecycle. Draft mode is selected by default. This allows you to confirm the migration works as expected before committing. Select Include Non-Lifecycle Objects. A non-lifecycle object is an object that doesn't go through a defined set of state changes from creation to deletion. Instead, it exists as a relatively static piece of data that other objects reference or depend on. Data import definitions and list lookups are examples of non-lifecycle objects. Select Save and Stay, and select Submit. The next step is to navigate to the Jobs application to check the draft migration status. Use the navigation menu to open the Jobs application. Then locate and open the Tenant Metadata Refresh job you created. Navigate to the Results page to see which records and objects migrated successfully and which failed. Scroll to the bottom of the Review panel to view the cause of any failures. Because the refresh ran in draft mode, you can fix any errors and rerun it. Once all objects migrate successfully in draft mode, the next step is to commit the migration. The final step is to return to the Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility to commit the migration. Navigate to the Tenant Metadata Refresh Utility. Clear the Draft Mode checkbox. Select Save and Stay, and select Submit to commit the migration. This completes the steps to refresh one environment using metadata from another. This also completes the data migration course. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. To learn more about this topic, please refer to Next World Help.